The international community's stated aim is that it's only taking out military installations. Clearly this was a hit within the compound of Colonel Gaddafi. I'm joined now by somebody who was actually inside that compound when the attack came. His name is Mohammed. He's in fact a dentist, but he's been working as a volunteer for the government here, escorting journalists around and working as a translator. Mohammed, you were actually inside Colonel Gaddafi's Azizia Palace, inside the compound, when the attack happened. What did you see?
Yes, I was there the last 2 nights, and last night was the worst because it was really close. There was many people were there with me. I wasn't alone, many civilians. Some of them, there were women, children, and you don't know when the attack is going to start.
We'll come on to why you were there in a minute and the fact that other people were inside the compound. But you were inside the compound. What was the building that was hit?
I believe it's administrative building or something. I know there was some flats close to it or attached to that building. And that was the explosion where it was, in that administrative building. And it wasn't, it was just a few hundred meters away from the location where I was standing, or the position where I was standing.
What was the atmosphere like as that attack happened, as this, we don't know exactly what it was, but potentially some kind of bomb or a missile? What was the atmosphere like inside the compound?
Inside, I can just talk about myself and what I saw. It's like we were standing next to the building. It was the ex-Gaddafi's place, house. There was some people around this area, and there was some people around or close by the other building where the missile came. I don't know if it's missile or anything, but I know the explosion was there. In that time you feel you're expecting something to happen. You hear noises, you hear explosions all around, but you don't know where the attack is coming from. We were just looking at the sky and waiting for something, waiting for an airplane or a missile or a bomb or anything. And all of a sudden you hear this like whistle sound and big explosion, big blast. It's a shock. It's not a movie. It was a real. Like you are inside a movie or something. You don't believe it's real or something like this. But it's like the minute of the blast, it was like we were shot. Like you don't believe this is happening. But before that and after, people were like praying to God. God protect them, protect us. God protect this country. Destroy these barbarians. They all of them. They were shouting to God to help, to rescue us from this aggressive attack on us and on our country. You want to imagine how it was. There was old women. They decided to stay there. There were children, came with them families, and I was looking at the people, and I expected people to run really, but they didn't. They didn't. We stood there. I promise. We stood there. And the people who were close to the explosion, it was the other building, which is just a few hundred meters away. They were so close too. Luckily, nobody was hurt, but some of them, or many of them, they were covered with dust. After that few seconds, the shock, we just all moved to that direction because we know there was other people out there. And when we arrived, we were just looking for arms and legs, but luckily they were just people covered with dust. We pulled them out, they're coughing, stuff like that. But luckily nobody died, but we were so close, really so close.
Mohammed, I think people will wonder what you were doing inside Colonel Gaddafi's compound at that time. We know that, of course, it's a heavily fortified compound. There has been an accusation from some people that Colonel Gaddafi is trying to use human shields, that he's inviting people inside his compound and inviting them to be just outside the gates as well, because he believes if they are there, it will deter the West from any kind of attack against military hardware positioned around the compound.
No, totally, this is not the truth. We went by ourselves. We decided to go. I asked many people. I did interviews also with the journalists to ask the people why you were here. I know why I was there, but the people, most of them.
Why were you there? Why did you want to go?
I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like the decision. It was unfair. The accusations to Gaddafi is lies. We choose to go there. If they want to kill Gaddafi.
So nobody made you go there?
Nobody. There's thousands of people are pushing and they're insisting to go in there. Some of them, they stayed around the complex. Some of them insisted, and I was one of them. I wanted to stay in there. If they want to destroy that place and many other places, it's not only that place. There was in other airports in many different locations.
Mohammed, try to give us an idea of why you would want to be inside of that compound when you know that potentially it is a potential target because of the military hardware there. Why do you want to be inside Colonel Gaddafi's compound?
Gaddafi's accusations were false, and it's lies. He were protecting us. He was not killing us as civilians. Gaddafi's or the official forces didn't move at the first few days when these, what they call themselves rebels, I call them mobs, when they started this move and they started to go around to the military bases and attacking soldiers, they had order not to shoot towards civilians. They used youngsters, yes. They dragged some youngsters, they put them in the front line. Soldiers didn't shoot towards them. That's why they managed to take more weapons from the soldiers. They left the bases. Most of them, they left the base. Gaddafi's orders at the first few days not to shoot, because he also thought, like us, some Libyans are angry from Gaddafi, but that was not the truth. And this is what made it worse, because if they knew from the beginning it was the people, it would have been easy. Gaddafi talks to people. He was always with the people.